Infinite Loop is a street encircling the 6 main buildings of Apple's headquarters in Cupertino, California. Each building has a number which corresponds to its single-digit address on the loop, and so Apple's official mailing address is 1 Infinite Loop. The numbers increment in the clockwise direction. Employees often refer to the buildings as IL1 through IL6. The loop connects to Mariani Avenue, which was the former street address of Apple headquarters. Early printed material contains the address 20525 Mariani Avenue, which is the address of a building that still stands directly across on the other side of Anza Boulevard. Infinite Loop is at the southeast corner of Anza Boulevard and Interstate 280. The main office, 1 Infinite Loop, directly faces Anza Boulevard. There are other buildings on Apple's campus which are in the proximity of, but not on Infinite Loop. Apple has purchased nearby parcels of land on which to build a second campus. The name was inspired by the programming concept of the Infinite Loop. Infinite Loop is actually a private U-shaped crescent that joins up with the public street Mariani Avenue to form a loop. History. Construction of the Infinite Loop campus was completed in 1993 by Subrato Development Cos. Prior to 1997, activity on the campus was restricted to research and development activities, and each building was referred to as A and D1 through A and D6. Shortly after the return of Steve Jobs to Apple, when Apple consolidated the number of buildings it occupied, many non-A and D related functions moved to the campus, so the research and development name was dropped, and the buildings were renamed IL1 through IL6. The local BJ's restaurant and brewery, just off campus, is often jokingly referred to as IL7. Before Infinite Loop was built, the location was occupied by 4-phase systems. Appearances: the Infinite Loop appears on the icon of the Maps iOS application, before iOS 6, and, in a redesigned version, in the new Maps application on iOS 7. The redesigned Maps icon does not show Infinite Loop. It is also the default startup location of the Apple Find My Friends application. The Infinite Loop also appears on the icon of the third-party map app Open Maps. References. External links: Cycling the Infinite Loop with Interactive Map on KinoMap.